Versatile Mage. Chapter 388 is the snake turning on hacks. Everyone's eyes flickered with hope after hearing Wang Xiaojun's suggestion. If they could cure the plague, the white magic falcons would withdraw after losing their targets. They had always stayed within their territory, so there must be a reason they were desperately invading human territory. Commander, maybe we should try out the young man's idea. The situation wouldn't be any worse if it failed, said Elder Li Tian. The other commanders in the meeting room agreed too. All right, Wang Xiaojun, is it? If you manage to retrieve some red falcon herbs, I shall reward you the title, Hangzhou Protector. Wang Xiaojun responded with a salute and said, I'll make sure I accomplish the mission. Wang Xiaojun, you do know that West Ridge is even more dangerous than the battlefield. There's a high chance you will lose your life. Are you sure you want to do it? Wang Xiaojun hesitated for a brief moment before saluting again. I'll return alive. Leng Qing glanced at the firm look on the young man's face and recalled Councilman Luo Mian's indifferent attitude despite what he had done. When compared to the fearless young man, Leng Qing discovered that a councilman with great authority was a lot worse than a young man who had yet to receive his military rank. Leng Qing was touched by the young man's spirit. She glanced at Lingeling and said, Lingeling, you shall go with Wang Xiaojun. Make sure he comes back alive. Leng Qing glanced at Mo Fan and knew what he had come here for. She spoke to Councilman Zhu Meng. Councilman, the black totem snake has nothing to do with the plague. Could you please let him go and allocate the people guarding West Lake to the front line? Otherwise, we won't last until the red falcon herbs are retrieved. Councilman Zhu Meng stroked his beard. There was still no evidence proving that the black totem snake was friendly, but according to the news from his men, the black totem snake was on the verge of dying. Even if they were to withdraw the seal, he could not do any harm to them. Considering that Tang Zhong's tribe could provide strong firepower to the battle, in order for them to fully cooperate with the military, it made more sense to spare the black totem snake's life. Councilman Zhu Meng said with a nod, all right, we'll let him go. Leng Qing finally smiled for once. She immediately said to Mo Fan, you will bring Councilman Zhu Meng's order to West Lake and have them withdraw the lightning punishment formation. Ask them to head to West Fortress at once to defend against the army of white magic falcons. Mo Fan let out a smile. Their effort was not in vain after all. They finally managed to save the black totem snake. Now, it was only a matter of time until Tang Yu devoted her life to him. Everyone is extremely worried about the situation. Aren't I being too heartless thinking about that now? Mo Fan immediately made his way back to the city and went straight to Su Causeway. The 9 lightning halberds were still standing firmly on the lake, suppressing the gigantic black totem snake. The black totem snake was the same as the last time he had seen him, his body curled up while he rested his head atop it. He seemed to be in a deep sleep. Mo Fan walked up to Tang Yu, who was still guarding him at the same spot. He should be alive still, right? Asked Mo Fan. I don't know. I can feel that his aura has become extremely weak. If we still can't find a way to save him, he could fall into an eternal sleep just like that, said Tang Yu with red eyes. Mo Fan smiled. Didn't you realize that something is different? Tang Yu did not realize what Mo Fan was trying to say. She stared at him blankly. A while later, she saw the 9 halberds were slowly disappearing. The 9 lightning pillars had totally vanished. As the energy dissipated, the lake returned to calm. Tang Yu held her excitement as she stared at the disappearing formation in disbelief. She then burst into tears as she glanced at Mo Fan. She did not expect Mo Fan to actually do it. While she was totally helpless, he had saved the black totem snake, who she treated like family. Tang Yu, unable to withhold her emotion, opened her arms and gave Mo Fan a hug. She was indeed quite lost, not knowing how to express her gratitude. Mo Fan softly patted Tang Yu's back like a gentleman, while his head dug into her pleasant-smelling hair around her neck and sniffed heavily. His fingers slid slowly downward. During the burst of emotion, No one could guarantee the physical contact between two people would remain appropriate. It was rather normal for accidents to happen. For example, his hands were now pressing on Tang Yu's hips. At a time like this, a woman experiencing a great surge of emotion would not be aware of little details like this. Tang Yu hugged Mo Fan for quite a while, and Mo Fan indulged in the great sensation, not willing to release his grip. A while later, Tang Yu redirected her focus onto the black totem snake. The lightning punishment formation was withdrawn, and the totem beast no longer had to suffer being tortured by the lightning. However, his aura was still extremely weak. Tang Yu had no idea how to treat his wounds unless she managed to get more than 100 healers here to cast their healing magic on the black totem snake simultaneously. Miss Tang Yu, the black totem snake is in such a serious condition. He has lost a great amount of blood. Do you think blood serums made for humans would help? Asked Mo Fan. Of course, but with his size, he would need a whole truck of them. Where could we possibly find them? Said Tang Yu as she glanced at the black totem snake. Mo Fan fell into deep thought before he spoke with a stern look. I do have a way to get a truck of blood serums, but they might be defective. Tang Yu turned around and seemed infuriated. You asshole, are you trying to give the big guy the blood serums that caused the plague? Mo Fan quickly apologized. I thought he would be immune to the disease. Tang Yu was startled. Before her eyes flickered, she suddenly gave Mo Fan a kiss on his cheek. Mo Fan was dumbfounded. He was not fully prepared for it. He had just lost the first kiss on his right cheek, just like that. Mo Fan exclaimed when he saw Tang Yu's reaction. No way, are you telling me that this guy is impenetrable to poison? Tang Yu wore a charming smile and pointed at the black totem snake. He's the ancestor of all poisons. Mo Fan felt like dropping to his knees. He was only having a random thought, and yet it turned out that they could actually feed the black totem snake the blood serums. Is the snake turning on hacks? Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.